Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather. In this update, we're going to be talking about a growing snowstorm with blizzard-like conditions, an Arctic air mass, and yet another snowstorm by the end of the week. So welcome back everyone. Hope everyone enjoyed all their holidays out there. It's already Monday, and we had a busy week last week, and we've got a lot of action going on this morning. So if you're new to the channel, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell to get all my daily updates. And let's talk about these power outages, what's happening across the US. And we had some very high winds, and that knocked some power out into portions of Georgia, the South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, as well as Virginia. And we have a new atmospheric river that's hitting the West Coast as well. And they've got some brand new power outages hitting Oregon and parts of California this morning. So let's take a look at the hazard map, what's happening, because it's busy. First, let's pay attention to the West Coast, where we've got new flood watches happening with that new atmospheric river that's hitting parts of Oregon. That's causing some of those power outages. And that's going to push the snow into the interior regions in the mountains up there in the ski resorts. So the skiers are going to be loving that. And some very high winds are going to be approaching parts of Wyoming, getting into Nebraska today. There's that first Arctic air mass that plunged all the way deep down into Texas with those freeze warnings. And then we've got all that high wind with that powerful storm that's cranking up the East Coast. And so we've got high wind watches and warnings out into here to parts of the Florida Panhandle, getting into Georgia, South Carolina. And then we have that winter storm that we're going to be dealing with. But we still got severe weather because we still have a tornado watch off the East Coast here in portions of North Carolina. But out ahead of it, that you got that heavy snow that's going to be coming up the coast, and we'll kind of fine tune these details because we've got a very heavy snow that's going to be happening over the next 8 to say 10 hours here. So let's go take a look at the overall tornado watch that's still happening this morning. And this is already the 12th tornado watch of the year. And this is January 3rd morning, guys. That's how busy it has been, even just on the severe weather front. So yeah, if you live in Myrtle Beach, getting into Lumberton, Wilmington, Jacksonville, into New Bern, Kildover's Hills, you're still under that tornado watch where you could see a possible spin up tornado. You're still in the warm sector. You got this high wind gust possibility. So definitely be on a lookout between now and 11 o'clock for that severe weather threat. And out ahead of it, we've got some heavy snow we're going to be working with. That snow started to fall last night in portions of Mississippi and Alabama. That was some pretty cool snow to look at. And there was actually 80 degrees in some of those areas the day before. And some of that came down pretty quickly. And regardless of the warm ground, a lot of it was actually sticking. I mean, a lot of the dynamics came together, and it was a little bit heavier than what some of the models kind of showed. And there was even some thunder snow included in that as well. So, but that snowstorm is just continuing to race up the coast. You can see this morning it's 48 in Charlotte, and we've got 43 degrees in Raleigh with a severe thunderstorm warning. That shows you the dynamics that we're working with. And actually on the backside of this system, you could actually be transferring to some snow later on this afternoon in portions of Raleigh as this pulls away. So yeah, it's down to 36 in Roanoke and 34 when I'm doing this video in Washington, D.C. with that blue area, right? You got that heavy snow about to push inland here. So you're going to be blanketed over the next 4 to 6 hours with some very heavy snow. It's down to 30 in Philly. You're going to be kind of like on the borderline of this kind of snow event as this pushes up to the northeast and then races off to the east as we get into the afternoon hour. So let's kind of time this down and see what's happening by 9 o'clock. So this is the latest high resolution guidance and what we have to work with. You can see the very heavy snow. The blue is indicative of that very heavy snow. You can see the graph at the bottom of the screen here. All the green and the reds here, that's the heavier rain and the severe threat that's off the coastline there. That's pushing some thunder snow where you have those dynamics to work with. That heavier rain off the East Coast and then that very heavy snow light to moderate heavy snow at times, and then you have that convective banding where that banding shows up, that you could actually see some blizzard-like conditions at times. That's what's happening in portions of Tennessee last night with those 40-50 mile per hour winds and then blowing snow. So even kind of whiteout conditions at times, that this actually pushes up into portions of Virginia, goes into DC, goes into Delaware, even South Jersey. Yes, and even portions of getting into parts of Philly as we get towards the noon hour. Then as this races off, I think we do change over to a quick snow into the Raleigh area. And then on the northern side, some of that heavier snow. But yeah, there we could have a quick banding here of about 8 to 12 inches, setting up possibly just south of the DC area, getting into portions of Delaware. And we'll go over some of these totals here. This is by get it into that 1 o'clock hour, and then as we shift into that 4 o'clock hour, you can see it's quickly kind of racing off the coast there. So we've got about another 8 to 10 hours of that light to moderate, and then some of that's heavy convective heavy snow at times, and that could be some 1 to 2 inch snowfall rates. And, dropping that over a 6 to 8 hour period, yeah, some of these spots could pick up a foot of snow, is definitely not out of the question. So let's take a look at the winds, because this is kind of the wind swath of what's happening just over the next 18 hours. And some of this could be, like I mentioned, kind of blizzard-like conditions at times. And out ahead of it, you got that higher winds and the heavy thunderstorms. That's what's causing some of the power outages right now into portions of Georgia and to the Carolinas, with those 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts happening currently, heads into North Carolina, goes into Virginia, and then off the coast here into Delaware and parts of South Jersey, and getting into parts of DC with those heavier wind gusts that you're going to be dealing with. So let's take a look at the overall latest high resolution guidance of that heavier snow swath. We had that snow into portions of Alabama last night. It got all the way down to portions of Birmingham, and then getting into Dalton, Georgia. Atlanta's almost like right on the edge there, and going into Tennessee, goes into parts of North Carolina, but then it really starts to crank up as we get into Virginia and to southern West Virginia, and then goes up into DC. There's that heavier band just kind of setting up just south of DC, going into Delaware with those highest snowfall totals in the South Jersey. And as this continues to push off the coast, there's the latest NAM 3K model, kind of shows the same thing. I mean, they'll pretty much all the dynamics are coming together to push this a little bit further northeast, but then race it off the East Coast. So let's kind of zoom in to give you see some of these totals that we're going to be working with. Going into Knoxville, Tennessee, we're looking at almost 2 inches of snow. Getting into Asheville, almost 4 inches. As you head over to Greensboro, about 4 inches of snow. And like I mentioned, we could see a kind of a changeover as on the back half of this system into Raleigh, with about an inch and a half of snow possibility. Roanoke, 6 inches. Danville, 4 inches. You get up to Richmond, you start getting to some of those heavier amounts. Getting off the coastline here in Virginia Beach, maybe a dusting. We might see a dusting or two. The heaviest band is going to set up into Richmond and to Charlottesville, about 11 inches. Head into Harrisburg. There's DC. We got that heavier snow is going to be pushing your way. So we're still looking at possibly 9-inch totals into the DC area, but I think the heaviest band sets up just south of you. So it's going to be kind of hard pressed probably to see 9 inches, but that's the latest guidance in DC. But the heavier snow band looks to set up just south of you of the DC area, and that gets cranking as it gets into Fredericksburg, about a foot of snow. Indianapolis, about 14 inches. There's DC, but you get into Dover, about 14 inches. So there's going to be a good swath here with this convective banding. So whenever you have convective banding, 1, 2, 3 inches of snowfall rates per hour is not out of the question. So if it snows 3 inches per hour, it don't take much, 4 hours to get a foot of snow, right? So that's the dynamics that we're going to be working with. So it should be pretty nasty in this area as we get into the afternoon hours. And then as we push in heading up, like I mentioned, Philly's probably going to be on the borderline. So it's questionable we get 2 inches in Philly. So it's going to be a sharp gradient as this moves offshore. Yesterday, we were showing, New York City could possibly pick up some snow. But again, I told you about a 50-mile difference in this path is going to make all the difference in the world of actually seeing some snow and get nothing at all. So I think you're just kind of more or less on the borderline as it moves quickly off the East Coast there. But let's take a look at the rest of the country. So here's what's happening. You got that brand new atmospheric river. You had some lull in the action off the West Coast, but that's coming back in a big way with some heavier rains moving across off the portions of the West Coast here into Oregon. You got that heavier snow bands pushing into the interior regions. The rest of the country is pretty much high and dry with that high pressure moving in. As we get into Tuesday, we do have a new system coming in, right? We got a new system. That atmospheric river just continues really all week long off the West Coast. But we have new frontal boundaries with another Arctic air masses that's going to be pushing in. So we have a new surge of Arctic air pushing in from the north with some heavier snows moving back in the picture of Montana into the Dakotas and parts of Minnesota. And that will continue to push a little bit further south as we progress through the week. So as you get into that Wednesday time frame, there's the heavier snow on the move with the first initial cold blast moving through. That first cold blast doesn't really have that much of a punch, say in Dallas. We do have another stronger push that's coming in Thursday, but more importantly, this snow band is going to be moving a little bit further south, getting into portions of Kansas City and heading into Missouri by the time we get into that Wednesday time frame. But I think it really starts to get cranking by Thursday, because there's the new Arctic surge is going to be reinforcing all those colder temperatures. So you start to moderate a little bit, but then you have another surge coming in with those 20, 30, almost up to 40 below average temperatures surging south as we have those above average temperature anomalies lifting out here off west. So a lot of this is going to be in the form of rain off the West Coast, but the new Arctic air mass will plunge south and then head east as we get towards Friday into this upcoming weekend. So that new storm really starts to get going, and further areas down to the south here, getting into Iowa, getting into portions of Kansas, but especially into Missouri by Thursday morning, getting into the afternoon hours. And that actually pushes into Arkansas, right? There's the freezing line, pushes all the way into Oklahoma, into Texas. You can see right here in this bullseye here where it's been pretty dry, for an extended period of time. It's really been dry in Dallas. It's definitely been dry in West Texas, the panhandle of Texas, New Mexico, really Denver. This midsection of the country has just been high and dry for a while now, and it seems to be kind of missing these systems. Well, the main reason for that is our La Nina that's happening. We've been in a La Nina, and it's right now, it actually keeps intensifying. You got all these cooler waters into the Eastern Pacific here. That's getting out here in the Pacific here. There's some very below average temperature anomalies. You can definitely see where it's above average, these sea surface temperatures out here in the Gulf. Once it hits the Gulf, it's got all that moisture to work with, but we're actually just hit almost moderate La Nina criteria. Typically it's a negative 1.0, and we literally just kind of surpassed that now. So technically we're in a moderate La Nina now. And so as these systems come across, it's just bone dry for the midsection of the country, because it's got nothing to work with our subtropical jet. But once it hits that Gulf of Mexico, warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico, that's got ample amount of moisture to work with, and that's going to be able to lift the surge as it pulls northward, and that's what's feeding these snowstorms going forward. So there's the snowstorm that's really going to start get cranking as we get into that Thursday afternoon. There's Thursday night. Yes, gets into southern parts of Illinois, southern Indiana, southern Ohio. West, like I've been getting a lot of comments. Hey, where's my snow? Where's my snow? Well, it's coming, right? It's coming this week. It'll be on your doorstep by Thursday into Friday, heading back into Kentucky. So we won't be dealing with severe weather in Kentucky this week. We're going to be dealing with some snow. It's going to be cold enough to bring some snow back into Tennessee. And this pulls it further northeast. And now this gets in a little bit further than what this initial system is. Now we're pretty much talking the entire state of Pennsylvania getting locked into this second snowstorm. That's into Friday, January the 7th, and this just cranks up the coast here into upstate New York, gets back into Massachusetts, into Connecticut there, into Vermont and New Hampshire with some heavier snows moving in, and that just races up the coast. So this could be a pretty significant snowstorm in itself on the back half of this second system that's coming in. There's your freeze line, so it gets all the way down to the south again. So dry on the kind of the western flank, but then as it taps into that warm sea surface temperatures out here in the waters here, that's going to be able to lift that atmosphere to be able to push that heavier snows into portions of the mid-Atlantic states and get it into the Northeast. And by the time we get into Friday night, that kind of races off the coast here, and that'll bring the heavier snow into Maine. But there's your precipitation. That's the complements of the moderate La Nina, right? That's high and dry, and it's going to be just hard pressed to get even precipitation in this area with that La Nina happening, and especially a strengthened La Nina. But that just feeds the atmospheric river to the north, Northern California, Oregon, get into Washington. That's going to be able to continue. And then as it taps into the Gulf, we got that moisture to work with. We've got that heavier rain, and that's going to be pushing off the coast into the Carolinas. But there's your snow with these two systems. You got the atmospheric river, nothing along the coast as far as snow. The heavier snow is all inland in the mountain regions. And then as it gets further into our interior regions, the moisture content kind of dies down, but then it picks back up again once we hit that surge in the Gulf, and then it forms into some heavier snow starting to push into Missouri. So you got about a 2 to 3 inch swath into southern Missouri here, getting into Illinois, Indiana, Virginia, getting into Tennessee. And the combinations with these multiple snowstorms, we could be having some pretty healthy amounts for the next 4-5 days with these combination snowstorms in the mid-Atlantic states, as well as the Northeast. So hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after storm.